Chinese fart torture. Right, now, let's begin this video in a structured way. Hello, welcome to Firos Reborn. And good day to you. I'm the one of name of Firos. Hello. Shut up. Yeah, so Firos is the name, being strange and creating something is the game. Now, Chinese fart torture, because let's start somewhere neutral. Let's start somewhere neutral, because you see, the thing with life is inspiration comes from somewhere, doesn't it? So whenever we're creating something, whether it be a piece of music, a piece of artwork, a dance, a video, a soundboard. Ooh, that gives me an idea. No, let's calm down. So a piece of book, a blog post. I've got a blog, by the way. Might tell you about it later. An album of music. Whenever we're trying to create something, I also got an album of music. But a SoundCloud page, even. Whenever we're trying to create something, inspiration has to come from somewhere, hasn't it not? Yeah. The Cameralian, the shadow of the Cameralian. So, inspiration must come from somewhere. Now, the 2 places or 3 places that inspiration came from for this video. Number 1, this is fucking annoying dripping tap. And the tap is soon to go though. So my mum is getting the plumbing rejiggered. Look at that hair, it's marvellous. Flyby in hair. Yeah. My mum is getting the plumbing redone, and I hate the fact I have to have my face on there because I don't know if I'm going to be in shot. Bang! If I am not... That rhymed. I don't know. Right, so I've got a dripping tap out there. It's annoying as fuck, and it has been annoying as fuck for fucking probably about 2 years. And I've been like, Mum, when are you gonna do the fucking thing? If I had the money, I would call the plumber myself, but I don't have the money because I'm 32 years old and I live with my mum and I don't have a job and I do stupid fucking videos for a living without actually earning any money from them. And yeah, so blah. Dripping tap still drips. There are actually more taps are dripping in the house, which is annoying. So let me show you the dripping tap, which reminds me of Chinese water torture. Let's show you the dripping tap, and then let's research a bit of what is Chinese water torture. But let's first hear the drip notes of the tap. You know? Do you know what I mean? Let's put this camera here so that you can really fucking... Doesn't that... It's just irritating, isn't it? Why would anyone not get that done straight away? Do you know what I mean? So, that's that. And then if you put a Chinese element in there, you know, Hounslow Chinese something or other, Chinese restaurant, then you've got Chinese water torture, which is the fucking thing where they drip water in China onto people's heads to drive them insane in order to get them to talk. And they say, we'll shut the water off. They say it in Chinese, and they say, we'll shut the water off if you talk. That's my best Chinese accent that I just did there. Talk. So, yeah, so let's got this now as well, tea. Okay, good. So that's the first point of inspiration. So this is all about learning to create. Okay, so the second point of inspiration is to learn in an informative way from the YouTube, from the Wikipedia actually, about Chinese water torture. So we will do this, because we must know what we're doing, yeah? Chinese water dragon? No, water torture. Mama. Chinese water torture is a process in which water is slowly dripped onto a person's forehead, allegedly making the restrained victim insane. See? This is all real. I do not lie. The blah blah blah, the blah blah blah, blah blah blah. This form of torture was first described under a different name by Hippopotamus de Marsilis in Italy in the 15th or 16th century. So, what is the water cure torture? I don't know what's going on. So, okay, here we go. So that's what we're doing here. Now, there is a third element, which is metronomes. So I understood that dripping tap was very regular. Now, I'm a musician. I play the music. I sing the songs. I write the songs first, then I sing the songs, and I play the guitar. So Christmas tree, by the way, with the light of Jesus. It is actually Easter right now, but why not have Christmas trees at Easter? You know, I don't think we had enough Christmas this year. Do you know what I mean? We get started early. They get started early with the Christmas songs in about October. It's like as soon as Vagina Festival is over, which is of course Halloween. As soon as the Vagina Festival is over, we get cracking on with Christmas, don't we? So Halloween comes along, and then we're like, oh, spooks the ghosts, spook the ghosts away. And then once the ghosts have gone away, then we crack on with Christmas noise, Christmas sounds, don't we? La, 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 la. Yeah. So we've got the Christmas balls there now. It is actually Easter Friday. It's actually Easter Saturday, if there is such a thing. Good Friday was yesterday. Now it's Easter Saturday, which is not even a thing. It's the second day of something or other. And I'm not a Christian, but so many Christian things are happening at the moment, I may as well get involved. Do you know what I mean? It's Easter. Let's crack on with it. I got a load of mini eggs today. I got a big giant Easter egg from my dad. Marvellous. Let's carry on with Easter and Christmas at the same time. Right. I'll put the light of Jesus, heavenly. He's always there now. He or she, could be a she. The she of Jesus. Jesus could be a female. He wasn't a female, but he could be a female now. If he came back, he would be a she. Transvestite. Not necessarily trans. I'm going to shut up. So, light of Jesus. So if you ever get bored during this video, just praising the Lord of the light of the Jesus. So let's carry on. So Chinese water torture, we've got that aspect. Metronomes. Now metronomes, you see, regular beat. The dripping of the tap, regular tap beat. Now sometimes I've gone into the tap room, also known as the kitchen, and I've gone, that's a beat right there. And you can speed it up and slow it down, because depending on the I've lost my train of thought there. Depending on the angle of the tap, you see, if it's all the way to the cold end of the tap, it's slow drippage, and if you bring it into the hot end of the tap, it's really fast. So you know, you have to deal with life's eccentricities as they come along, because Mum wasn't fixing the fucking tap, so I had to make something out of it that kept me sane. Now Chinese water torture makes you insane. Now the remedy to torture as I feel right now is to make videos. Shit. Okay, so yeah, we've got that now blah blah blah. So metronomes, water torture. Now the slower a metronome is, for me personally, the slower a metronome is, the more it can help to center my state of mind. So if you've got a fast metronome, it tends to make you excited. If you've got fast music, you know, like what, I don't know, past about 150 BPM, then you're really starting to feel, you know, a very pumping, boom, 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 excited frame of emotion. Not mind necessarily, but emotion, like and body. You know, if you're going to dance, you're going to have a very excitable feeling the faster it is. As long as you can synchronize with that beat and you can get in on that pulse, then your body will start to resonate with that beat and you'll start to feel that way.
And then if you use a slow metronome, I often do this as a practice whenever there's too many noises that are annoying me and they're irregular. Like, I live right next to, it's not a busy road, it's just a noisy road. The people on my road are so fucking arrogant, they don't care about how much noise they make. The amount of random noises I get. People are always chucking shit in skips down my road. People are always using lawn mowers, that's a normal one, but they're also using fucking, what's the other thing? Angle grinders. I've got so many people always angle grinding on my road. Dogs barking, angle grinders. The fucking dustman coming on a Thursday. The dustman coming on a Friday for the green waste or whatever it is. You know, sounds. People slam their car doors without even giving a shit as to how loud they are because they're too busy thinking about who they're going to be shagging next. I'm just thinking of my next door neighbour. And I'm a little bit sensitive to noise, okay? You know, I've got a very well-tuned ear brain now. And it's and also because I've been through some traumatic stuff in my life, I've got a bit of PTSD. I'm coming towards the end of that now. You know, I've been recovering from PTSD for like the last 5 years. I won't go into why it came about, why I have it, because that's a whole big thing in itself. It was not from Chinese water torture, or it may as well have been. Yeah, smoking. I can speak. Water torture. That rhymes as well. Let's carry on. So, my point is metronomes. So the slower the beat of a metronome, if you can synchronize with the slow beat of a metronome, it really starts to calm your emotions down. It puts your body into a more relaxed state, and there's a balance to strike between expectation and regularity. So what do I mean by that? I mean, if you've got a really, really slow metronome, like 10 beats per minute, right, then you've got a long pause between one beat and the next beat. So your sense of expectation is raising. Your sense of anticipation is raising in the time between beats, because if you've got a beat that goes click, then you don't have a sense of beat going on. You're like, oh, there's a time period there of nothingness where you're sort of waiting for the next thing to come, waiting for the next beat to come, or waiting for the next event to come, you know, in terms of it's a event that occurs that you hear, right? So your consciousness is prepared, it's waiting, your mind is waiting, your emotions are waiting, your body is waiting, whatever. If you're really listening to this metronome, so you've got the click, and then you've got a pause, and then you've got another one, and it feels like it comes randomly, although we know that it's not coming randomly because it's a metronome, so it's been it's done in a mathematical precise way. So you know that there is, you know, it's calculated that this is happening in a regular way. So it appears to be random to begin with because there's such a long gap. Your mind and your emotions just can't understand when's the next one. You can't guess. You're like, is it now? Is it? And if you try and link into it, it's very difficult. So I decided ages ago that to improve, I don't know, my sense of timing in music, maybe, that I would try to synchronize with slower and slower metronomes. Because I figured, like, if I could synchronize with the slowest rhythm in music, the slowest beat in music, then it would be easier to synchronize with the ones that I found fairly easy anyway. So I was like, right, let's synchronize with a very slow beat that involves a lot of judgment in terms of expectation. You know, if I can time my own internal sense of timing to land, and so if I could click, or if I could think that's when it's coming, that's when it's coming, that's when it's coming, and get it right, then that would mean it'd be easier for me to synchronize with faster ones, because fast metronomes are fairly easy to synchronize with anyway, because they give your body a constant sense of synchronization. So, you know, it's easier to synchronize with faster beats because it develops a sense of regularity. With a slow metronome, the weighting is on expectation rather than regularity, or you could say irregularity. It feels irregular to you. It's actually regular, but the faster it goes, you get a sense of continuity, regularity, you know, a pulse. And the slower it is, the more you have a weighting towards expectation, anticipation, a rise, a sudden peak, and then a long waiting period, and then a sudden peak, you know, so it's a peak and then a trough, but the trough is not really a trough. You get a peak of noise, then nothing, in which time you can recover from the shock of the noise, because it's a shock. Imagine having a loud sound going off 12 times every minute, bang, you know, like a frying pan being, or a gong being struck, dong, and you don't know when the next one's going to come. So that, for me, in terms of PTSD recovery, that's quite a useful tool, because one of the things with PTSD that was that the stimuli that I received was too many, too high intensity, in too quick succession, with not enough time to recover from each traumatic event. So my PTSD was a few large traumas and also lots of ongoing mini traumas, like small bad events that happened over a long period of time. So when I use a metronome, I use that as a way to kind of pace my body into a more stable sense of emotionality, because when there's too much stimulation that comes at random times, and it's jarring, and it mirrors past traumas where something would happen and it's a chaotic thing, and then quickly another thing would happen, and then a long gap, and then all of a sudden a big massive thing would happen that was bad, you know, and then there was like lots of random ones coming at different times, and people invading my space out of my control, and so this slow metronome helps me feel a sense of like, okay, safety, there's a regularity to life, there is a logic to life, there is a sort of feeling of some sense of, it's not really control, but it's knowing, it's like knowing, it's a sense of certainty or safety that things are going to happen in a normal way, things are going to happen in a regular way, as opposed to what happened in my actual life was things to happen in a random, sporadic way that I had no sense of knowing when the next thing was. So I was always kept in a state of tension and high stress and threat, sensitivity to threat, because each event was always slightly threatening. It was an invasion of space, or it was a criticism, or it was a physical attack of some kind, you know. So that's a little bit about my story. You can imagine what may or may not have happened to me from those things. So that's about metronome and how I sometimes use metronome. I don't use it very often these days, but I use metronome to calm myself down and to distract me. Like earlier on today, I was having lots of different random sounds going on, like things outside were clicking, like it was raining, and there was random noises happening, like there was stuff falling out of trees, like pine cone thingies. We've got pine cone trees over there. Just random leaves, I don't know, cars going by at random times, and it's very, for my nervous system, my sort of sensitive, PTSD-ified nervous system, those random noises, although they're kind of tiny things and most people could tune them out, because I'm sensitive to them, it affects me quite a lot. So I might think about sticking a clock in my room that has just a regular tick, which other people may find that annoying, but I would find that quite soothing, because it's like, at least something is going regularly in my life, at least there's some kind of rhythm to my life, rather than all this chaos. So that's that about metronome. And yeah, I've covered that. So we've got put Chinese water torture plus metronome, and then we also have humour. Humour is a marvellous healing tool. I don't know if you've laughed during this video, maybe near the beginning, I don't know. But humour is a very good healing tool. Just helps to release energy, you know, brings in the endorphins, makes you feel good. I mean, we don't even have to get scientific about it. If you say, do you like a laugh? Yeah, I like a fucking laugh. You know, it's very simple. Oh, the science says laughter is good for you. I say laughter is good for me because I fucking like it. Do you know what I mean? What science says laughter is good. Why did we need science to tell us that? I know laughter's good. It's obviously good. Laughter's bad. No, laughter's wrong. Well, what do you mean laughter's wrong? It feels good. It doesn't harm anyone. It feels nice to laugh. Shut up with your science bollocks. I hate when things are always trying to be explained by science. Science has proved that standing up allows you to stand up. Shut up. You know, it's like science has proved that. Do you know what? Let's leave that before I get angry. I hate science sometimes. Sometimes I like it, but a lot of the time I'm like, get a life. Why are you researching this? You could be doing something better than this. So what I've done is I put a metronome with a fart noise on at a speed of 12 farts per minute. Jesus, are you okay with this? Yes. He, she, it seems fine. Ready for a bit of farting action? Doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a poo. Doesn't give a fart. Doesn't give a toss, mate, because he's dead. But his light is alive in the world. Okay, let's fart it out. Metronome, 12 parts per minute. This is a trauma healing therapy. This is a relaxation therapy. It's a laughter therapy. It's just a fun thing to do. Let's go. It's going to be about 4 minutes. You've waited this long to get to the sound of the metronomic Chinese fart torture. Chinese fart torture. See, so you never know when it's going to come though. That's the thing. This is traumatic though, isn't it? It is traumatic. Oh. It's water torture, it's fart torture, because it's an interruption to life. These sounds, you know, I feel like I'm being hit by a sound. Just calm down, and then all of a sudden, a sound of fart again. Oh man. Okay. It's very soothing, in fact, if you listen to it. But it sounds better. See, you have to. See what I mean? Like with the whole. I've already done this for 10 minutes earlier on, so I can deal with it. This is all for you now. Let's oh god, let's put it here. Oh, shut up with your farting. Can't you learn to control your bowels? It's just a sound anyway, you know. It's just a sound, isn't it? It's just a sound. Doesn't even affect me. It doesn't affect me. I can't even hear it actually. It's I'm tuned out to it. It's not a fucking. Why am I plagued by terrible camera situations? But it's like I've never been able to get the camera situation right. Farts, angry farts. Yeah, well, it may well be torture for some people, but for me it's quite soothing. You might be laughing. I've desensitized to it. I just say it's just a sound to me. I think that's me laughing in the background. So do you see what I mean though by in terms of regularity? Now I think probably if you if you listen to this sound for where's that noise coming from? Let's start again. So if you listen to this sound if you listen to this sound, if you stop interrupting me. Right, if you, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It does drive you insane. It's because it's interrupting your thought process, isn't it? I'm trying to drink my tea. So traumatic. Because you can't get used to it, you know. It's like when you wait for it, you're always waiting too long, and then when you just try and get into your normal rhythm, then you know. See, I missed it then. See, you can't really. How can you synchronize with this? There you go. So I'm trying to tell you about. Okay, let's try and fit in the words in between each fart. So what we got to do is time things very okay, right, you carry on. You carry on. Carry on. Yeah, fart away. You can't drink. You can't drink while it's gonna fart. You have to try and snatch a bit of drink in between. Because if you drink while you're farting, or if you drink while it's farting, then oh dear, you're gonna spit it out, aren't you? So quick. Oh, see, now that time it felt like there was a long pause. So it is regular. It's coming at a regular time. Okay. There you go. I knew that one. See when I did the face there? No, I didn't get it. It's so hard to synchronise with this beat. The fart beat. I can see why. If that was Chinese water torture, it would drive you insane. But it's Chinese fart torture. Oh, it stopped now. Oh, God. Oh. I don't know if I feel better or worse. Let's start again. Carry on. Put this in the background if you need to be soothed for half an hour. No, this is just the beginning. Oh, fuck. Okay. It's so shocking. It's such a shock to the system. It is like a gong, but it's a fart gong. And every time it feels like it's new. Well, not every time. Okay. Alright, I knew that one was coming. So, now that I'm desensitized to it again, Oh God. I'm going to try and make a serious point. Oh my gosh. Just shut up a minute, would you? So, the oh, hello there, by the way. The point I'm trying to make is regularity and a sense of expectation. Oh God! Oh. Okay. Ah, fuck! Am I gonna die from Chinese fart torture? Yeah. Oh, okay. Woof. Oh shit, man. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, right now. Let's. I need. I can't stop the video until I've got to get up. Okay. 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 Chinese water torture. Let's read the thing again. Woof. Chinese water torture is a process in which farts. Chinese fart torture is a process in which farts are slowly dripped into a person's ear. Allegedly, no, I'd say certainly, making the restrained victim laugh like a nutter and then go insane, most likely. Oh. I might wake my mum up. That's a weird noise. See, the fucking weird noises. I was better off when the farts were going on. It's fucking weird. I stopped laughing for 1 second and the whole house starts making weird noises again. I feel so silent now. I feel like it was better when the farts were on. You know, my life was better when the farts were going. Let's have a quick look. Chinese water torture cell, Harry Houdini, water effectiveness. They found that so Mythbusters investigated the effectiveness of Chinese water torture in episode 25 of its 2005 season. They found that it was effective, capable of causing emotional cracks within a couple of hours. Emotional cracks within 35 minutes or less. here, even in a controlled environment. So let's have a quick look. Let's see what else we can read about this. The term Spanish water torture is also used in Europe, although this term often refers to a type of torture used during the Spanish Inquisition. Victims would be strapped down so they could not move, and cold or warm water would then be dripped slowly onto a small area of the body, usually the forehead. The forehead was found to be the most suitable point. The forehead was found to be the most suitable point for this form of torture because of its sensitivity and because of its ominous proximity to the brain and facial features. The victims could see each drop coming, and after a long duration of time were gradually driven frantic to the point of insanity, usually because they were led to believe that a hollow or severe ulcer would develop there, or as a result of prolonged restraint under irritating conditions, isolation, or the humiliation of being tortured publicly. So, yeah. Wait, let's have a look at what it says about the Chinese thing. So, blah, 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 blah. Having observed how drops of water falling one by one on a stone gradually created a hollow, Hippopotamus de Marcellus applied the method to the human body. Sounds pretty grim. Other suggestions say that the term Chinese water torture was invented merely to grant the method a sense of ominous mystery. The victim would be stripped of their clothes, shown to the public, then tortured. They would be driven insane while bystanders watched and mocked them. So this is very similar because obviously you have been watching and mocking me. Well, luckily this is under controlled conditions and I haven't done it for 2 hours. But I enjoyed that. I thought that was good. And as I say, I prefer it when the farts are on, so I might turn them back on in the background and just soothe myself with laughter, because as soon as I turned them off, the house started making weird noises again in an irregular way, like things are clicking. It could be a poltergeist thing, it could just be normal changes in air pressure, normal slight structural movements of the house or whatever, but it's just annoying because you never know when the next sound is going to come. Whereas with this, you do know when the next sound is going to come, roughly speaking. So it's soothing, and it may well be soothing to the point of driving you insane. Come on then with the noise. Right, so thanks very much for watching. I know it's been long, I hope you've enjoyed it. Put it back on in the background if you put it on in the background if you just want to have a laugh. Okay, I don't know what is wrong with my fucking camera. Alright, catch you later guys, thanks for watching.